Pisces here. Get ready to flow. Let's dive deep with Pisces Tarot. Your business is my business. I see every ache, every kiss, the push, the pull, the silent cries. I'm exposing all the lies, revealing the hidden truth. With me, you have the proof. Your business is my business. True. Welcome to Pisces Tarot. True.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer. And over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, I promise you, we are about to get into somebody's business, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. That's all I can say. Over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. Good morning. And when I tell you we are ready to get into this, listen, this is an interactive experience and your energy does fill the room, okay? So I need for you to drop your emojis, answer questions in the chat. Don't be shy. Go ahead and ask your questions. Say what you got to say. Your participation is deeply appreciated, okay? So this is your warning now. So go ahead and get your notebook, your pens, your phones, apps, whatever you need to write down some notes, because I promise you, whatever comes through today, it may be just for you. And I want you to keep in mind that it is okay for you guys to listen and just make sure that, it's all, just listen. You know what I mean? Just listen. As Music Soul Child used to say, just listen. So good morning, good morning, good morning. We're about to go ahead and get into this energy cleanse. So if you are ready to get into it, go ahead and put a star in the chat and let's dive in, shall we? Here we go. Now, before we dive in, it's important that we align ourselves and protect not only our energy, but our physical space. And we do that by centering ourselves and grounding ourselves. And we start this out just by taking in 3 deep breaths, okay? What we want to do is inhale, hold it, and then release, okay? The first thing that we're going to inhale is clarity as well as light. And then we want to release tension and distractions. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties in the background. But okay, let's go ahead and do that. So let me clean the air first, and then we're gonna take in 3 deep breaths and hold it. All right, here we go. Next, we want to inhale joy and freedom and exhale sadness and captivity. Lastly, we want to inhale truth and wisdom and exhale deception and fear. Spirit, you are welcome in this place. Give us clarity and information that we need to know now for the people who are here now, the people who will be here in the future. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And I say, all right, you guys, listen, this is a space that is very sacred. However, it also may get a little bit spicy up in here, okay? And if that is the case, let me tell you, It is nothing wrong with a little spice. All right. It's nothing wrong with a little spice. But I'm letting you know that if spirit comes for your edges, listen, it's okay. And just know that you're not alone. All right. So if you're ready to get into this, go ahead and drop a cookie emoji, a cookie emoji, a cookie emoji in the chat, because it is time for us to get into what I'm picking up for today. All right. So before I start any session, okay, I always tap in with spirit to find out what it is that I'm feeling and what it is that I'm picking up, and just kind of like organize my thoughts. And sometimes it comes through in the form of a vision, sometimes it comes through as a form of a dream, and sometimes it's just even a song. And this morning, I not only have an earworm for you guys, but I also have a word, okay, or something to consideration, right? And so as I was trying to hurry up and get here so I could be on time since I scheduled this, the first thing I heard was joy, just joy by itself. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, okay, that is so broad, right? And so when I went to go look at the meaning of joy, okay, because I know y'all know me, right? Y'all know, good morning. Y'all know that I am always, always, always trying to make sure that I give you everything, right? So when I was looking at the meaning of joy, okay, just level setting, joy is a deep internal state of contentment and a meaning distinct from temporary external happiness. Okay, let's underline distinct from temporary external happiness. Okay, while happiness fades with circumstance, true joy is lasting well offspring, or is a wellspring offspring of peace and purpose, often designed as a permanent choice driven inner resource that coexists with life's challenges. Bold on coexist with life challenges, even finding root in suffering through faith or inner connection. Okay. So when I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, because I had to ask the question, is joy temporary or is it permanent? Because so many feelings and emotional, well, let me rephrase, so many emotions are impermanent. Like if you really think about it, you remember how something made you feel, but the actual physical emotion itself is impermanent. Okay. So I needed to understand, what exactly is joy? And as I'm sitting here pondering on joy, trying to understand, is the joy that I'm picking up on, is it internal joy or is it coming from someone else? And out of nowhere, y'all, I assure you, out of nowhere, guess what song pops into my head? This record came from 1998, okay? And it was created by one of our legends, I guess you could say, who was really big for her time. And this person is Anita Baker, and the song is Giving You the Best That I Got, okay? But the part that really stands out to me is this particular piece of the section. The scales are sometimes unbalanced, and you bear the weight of all that has to be. I hope that you can see that you can lean on me, and together we can calm a storming sea. Okay? So, y'all probably saying, Mimi, where you going with this? Didn't I just tell you guys that joy coexists with external life challenges? Okay? So, making it full circle, you or your partner are in the process of harnessing onto the joy. Okay. And even Anita had a song called You Bring Me Joy, right? But this is not what we're talking about. We're talking about, how does one, either you or your partner, overcome life's obstacles and challenges in one piece and still remain cohesive as one unit. Okay. So what I'm saying is, this is about a particular unit, a couple that we're about to talk about. Okay. And when I say a couple, that is, you could be married, you could be partner, you could be dating, whatever it is. The couple, okay, It's overcoming some type of challenge and still trying to harness on it that joy. All right. So that's what I'm picking up this morning. All right. Now, as I've said to y'all, okay, if I come for your edges, it's not personal. I'm just doing my job. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat, I don't know, your favorite emoji. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's see what the overall energy for this reading is. This is where I check the undercurrent of what it is that I was feeling and thinking and what have you. Let's see. Spirit, what is the overall energy for this reading? Shining through. Shining through. I'll be honest with you. I am not surprised that this is the first card that popped out because what did I say? This is about perseverance. Okay. This is really about perseverance. This is about your inner joy, your inner contentment, whatever that is. This is about this shining through, that one thing that keeps you connected, that keeps you having that sense of inner peace, fulfillment, contentment, and it is not fleeting. It is not fleeting. So this particular person that we're talking about, whether this is you or your partner, because remember, over here at PiSeas Tarot, I tell you guys both sides of the story. Okay, so I understand it sometimes can be a little confusing for a little bit until we get to the actual clarification of who we're talking about. But this is about you holding on to that inner peace, that peace that surpasses understanding. So what is the truth that they need to understand right now for their journey? Success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Okay. So someone may be evaluating, what is your current success criteria? Okay. Remember, at the end of the day, circumstances change. You know, one day you may have money, the next day you may not have money, right? This is where your joy cannot be predicated on external circumstances. So now we're getting confirmation that not only is something shining through, but we understand that whatever it is that's coming through, it's not greater than love. Love should be a success criteria in your marriage, in your relationships. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to say that because people typically look at, unfortunately, people in today's society, and I'm not going to say that this has never happened, but I'm just going to say today's society, because this is the phase that we're living in. A lot of people do not know how to take just, well, let me rephrase that. A lot of people only have tangibles as listed as their success criteria, right? And what I am telling you is that it takes more than just money to make you happy. You know, that's it. It takes more than money to make you happy. And so some people just say, oh, well, I'll be happy when I make this. Well, that is so fleeting, because guess what? You start making X number of dollars and then that no longer becomes enough. It's temporary, right? So what I'm saying is, look at character as a success criteria. Look at longevity as a success criteria. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But for this intensive purpose, love is the success criteria. Guys, to the hidden realms. Okay, that was 2 cards that fell out. All right, so the first card that fell out was a way out of the weeds, a clear way out, multitasking, getting organized. Okay, So that was the first card that came out. All right. A way out the weeds. Okay. So when we talk about that, I want to highlight the fact that with the heart space, because this card is green, okay, this is dealing with matters of the heart, cleaning out your heart, ensuring that you're not cluttered, right? Ensuring that your heart is in the right place, okay? Finding that way out. Again, harnessing on what's going to help you persevere. So what I'm picking up on is that the couple in question today is overcoming some type of hardship and obstacle. You're at a straining point in your relationship. You're at a breaking point at this relationship. And the question that is coming through is, will this survive? Will this sustain? Will this move through? Like, you're at the pit of difficulty. Okay? You're at that valley of difficulty. And we would be lying if we did not say or acknowledge that every relationship goes through these ups and downs. Every relationship goes through peaks and valleys. If you sit up and talk about we ain't never had no problems, you a lie. The truth ain't in you. Everybody deals with conflict. But the question is, how do you overcome it? Okay. The second card that came out is the Sovereign of Magic. Okay. Which is synchronicities. Miracles and spiritual forces. And right as this card came out, Jennifer had posted in the chat that it's 444. Okay. So there's some type of spiritual connection with you and this person. All right. A lot of magic coming through your third eye at this time for you and your person as well. A lot of insight. So there's a whole lot of wisdom coming to you about how you're going to be able to navigate, or should be able to navigate through this situation as you go through this hardship with your person. All right. How is this showing up for us, everyday spirit? Making a choice, making a decision, choosing your person over and over again. Now, what I am unable to pick up on immediately right now is if this is a marriage. But what I will say is, based on what I am picking up on, this relationship is long suffering. Okay, this ain't no new thing. This has been going on for quite some time. So, and when I say quite some time, it could be something as simple as 2 years, but this is something that is very serious and important to both people. Okay, this relationship is something meaningful on both ends. Okay, very important to both people. So as I say that, I'm saying that with the space of it could be a marriage. Okay, now individuality. Okay, individuality. What makes you stand apart? What's your differentiator? Okay, so individuality. Perhaps some of the conflict that you guys may have been going through or dealing with is individual growth, because that's something that we don't talk about enough. Okay, you hear people always talking about how they grew apart from somebody, but you don't hear people, rarely do you hear people talking about how you continue to grow together, how you evolve together. You will be deceiving yourself if you didn't think that you would continuously evolve as a person. And if you're not, then that's a problem by itself. Okay. But despite all these things, you or your person are at the space of saying, you know what, I'm going to give you the best that I got. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to stick this thing out. I'm going to see this thing through. You know, it could be a job loss that you're dealing with, right? Buckling of budgetary dollars, because that's not an unreal thing in today's climate of what we're dealing with, right? People lose jobs all the time. So it could be something as simple as that. But there's definitely a choice being made in this couple that I'm going to make the decision to stick this through. A sign that this may be for you. This is about crystals. Okay. So if you see a lot of crystals, and I know we're in a spiritual space, but let's say, for example, like you're starting to see crystals in odd places. This is your sign that you will be successful in this endeavor. Okay. So we are definitely getting confirmation that success is imminent for whatever it is that you're going through. All right, so this is where it may get confusing if you're new to Pisces Tarot. What I'm about to do is take a deep dive and look at the individual situation and circumstances. I'm about to pull out a few cards. We're just going to pull the energy, and then I'm going to organize the energy to two different perspectives, okay? So that's the differentiator you're going to get over here. It's not only you and what you're going through and feeling. We're going to talk about what they're going through and feeling, all right? So our first insight on this situation. Doggone. Now, I didn't even get a chance to really shuffle, but why did sexuality just come out? Someone is still figuring themselves out. Okay, so sexuality. Now, the reason why I chuckled when this came out, not because, you know, I'm making someone feel less than or question themselves or anything like that, but when I was talking a few seconds ago, and I was talking about jobs, I literally almost said to you guys, someone could have stepped out and had a infidelity, right? And then here comes sexuality, okay? So that is an interesting tidbit. Confession. Someone has something to tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that. It could be infidelity. Maybe somebody is starting to step out. I mean, let's be honest. People, I hate to say it, but it's very true. I'll be deceiving myself if I didn't want to believe it. But people do get to the point where they get bored. They get bored. Okay, people step out. All right. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I'm telling you right now, it's here. Okay. What's the T? What is the T? Remember, the song is giving you the best that we got. Sometimes things get out of whack. But the question is, how do we overcome these things? Sometimes people get lost focusing on their individual dreams. Okay, maybe somebody has been so focused on making their dreams and aspirations come through, dealing with their own individual internal issues, concerns, all those things. Okay, dirty offer. All right, so somebody took a dirty offer. Okay, it wasn't clean, it wasn't fair, it was bogus. All right, so we got a dirty offer here. What else, Spirit? Why can't I shuffle? It's a lot of conflict here for sure. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. Okay, this is very puzzling. What has happened? Shocking. But again, I just said it before I pulled this card out. It's a lot of conflict here. So there was something devastating that occurred. Okay, if we continue with the narrative of it was an infidelity and a child came out of that, you know, that would be confusing and puzzling, especially if you're talking about you're in a long-term sustainable relationship. Okay, so that could be part of the issue here. You know, of course we're building the story as we go. I don't know no more than what you see. I'm going with this as we go, right? I'm finding out information as we go. But this is definitely a challenge, okay, of some sort. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Okay, wow, 2 cards came flying out. Love affair. Y'all, I cannot make this stuff up. Love affair, secrecy, third party, hooking up, STD. Okay, y'all saw how this card came flying out. Can't make it up. You cannot make it up. Okay, The next thing that came out was hurting, crying, depressed, pain, sorrow. Okay? This was horrible. This was devastating. Okay? Whatever has come out of this has been truly devastating. All right. When we oh no. Told you, falling apart. I just got a whiff of coldness too. Someone could be getting or giving the cold shoulder as a result of this. Like, you're trying to figure out your feelings, trying to process your emotions, trying to understand the happenings of what happened. All right, what lies beneath all of this? Burning evidence. Now, I know this ain't funny, but let's just go here for a second. We just pulled that there is an STD here. Somebody could be burning. And that could have been the indicator of some type of infidelity. Like, I know that's not funny, but that is a real for sure way to find out that your person has been outside stepping around on you because they done came back to you and now you done got the burns.
Are you crazy?
Let's be grown. Okay, we real grown. Let's be honest. People step out all the time and have third-party affairs and don't always have protection because it was an unplanned activity. But whatever it is, somebody in this instance is burning. That's the evidence. Okay? That's the evidence. I ain't making it up. Y'all seeing this stuff fall out? Now, what's the true emotion here, Spirit? See? That card just came flying out. Round and round, cycles, triggers, or lessons. Okay, so this could be a pattern. Okay, this can be a pattern. Whether this be for you or your person, there is some type of pattern here. Okay, or this behavior in this particular person has now inflicted a trigger to someone else that has started to get them to want to take a step back and to reconsider and to think. But this is where you or your person are going to sit down, have an actual honest conversation about what happened, and make the conscientious decision that you are going to persevere and weather this storm. And I hate to say it because I don't know why. For some reason, I could only speak for females because I'm a female. But for females, we tend to think that we're special. And that's the known fact. Everybody wants to think that they are the exception to the rule. So somebody out there is thinking that they got the magical hoo-ha, that they ain't going to never have anybody that's going to step out on them or leave them. And I mean, that's just unrealistic. And it's just impractical. You know, people do make mistakes. I hate to say it, but it's the truth.
You know that guy ain't shit. Sorry ass motherfucker got nothing on me, right? Nothing.
But it is what it is. All right, what is the yin and the yang here, Spirit? Yin and yang. This infidelity was definitely deceitful, or not deceitful. It was definitely devastating. Okay, and judging by my lack of ability to communicate, this was really a breaker. Okay, this was really a breaker for this other person. All right. Unexpected storm, destruction, conflict, unforeseen change, and sudden news. Didn't I just say that? If y'all listening this morning, I want you to go ahead and put a ear in the chat, because I literally just said a weathering storm, overcoming this obstacle, deciding that this is not going to be an external form of joy, that you really mean what you say and you say what you mean. If you've heard me talk about this the whole 30 minutes that we've been here, then you're hearing me talk about these things before I even touch the cards. So I'm only confirming what Spirit has already shown me. Now, what is the breaker here? What is the blocker? Two cards fell out, but I can only take one. Too soon. Okay, too soon. You're getting too serious too soon. Get to know each other before committing fully. Okay? Now, what do I mean by this with this card? I think this honestly is reiterating what I have just said to you guys. I think that this is honestly reiterating the fact that somebody had an impromptu rendezvous with somebody. Didn't know them. Okay? Didn't know them. Jumped into this situation, and here we are. Here we are. Jumped into the situation, and here we are. All right? So let's see who is who. This is tough. I'm going to say that person A needs to confess. They need to tell person B about this love affair. Okay? They done jumped into something too soon. Now they burning. Now they burning. Okay? I'm going to say that person B is definitely puzzled. Okay? They are shocked. They're devastated with this unexpected news. Thought everything was going well in this relationship. Okay? They are hurting now because of this. And this is traumatizing for them. Okay? They're traumatized by this. And I'm going to give this sexuality card to this other person too. All right? So if y'all ready to figure out whose business we're about to get into, I want you to go ahead and drop the drum roll. Put the drum roll in the chat. Drum roll, drum roll. Because listen, I want to know exactly who are we talking about. We done got some insights about what's going on. Now it's time for us to evaluate who is person A and who is person B. All right. Who is person A and who is person B? But whatever it is, there is a mutual decision to persevere and to overcome this. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, there was one infidelity. Does that change truly how I feel about this person? Does it change truly what I think can become of this connection with this person? All right. So let's see if y'all ready to get into this. Let's go. And if the sound is a little off, just let me know if the sound is really loud, because I am still playing around with my settings again. All right, here we go. Person A is coming in. What in the world is going on with water signs? So I got a water sign card that came out. But before that, okay, I had a earth card to fall out. Very, very, very interesting. Let me reshuffle, because I just did two readings yesterday on Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Spirit, reveal to us who person A is. Now, if that is the case, if those signs come back out, then it is what it is. Look at this card just came flying out. Okay, it's the earth sign. So we have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn that came out. This is the 7 of Pentacles, okay? This is long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, stable results, sustainable results, and investment, okay? So whoever person A is, person A was here in this connection for the long haul, okay? If you or your person is an earth sign, I want you to go ahead and put the globe, the earth in the chat. Put the earth in the chat. This is about long term. So they was in it for the long haul, baby. They weren't going nowhere. They've worked hard for this. They have been persevering. It has been, they were committed. Do you hear me? Person A, despite their infidelity, they are very committed to this relationship. All right, Spirit, show me who person B is. Look at that. Person B is a fire sign. If you or your person is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, go ahead and drop the fire sign in the chat. They're coming in today as the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay. Inner resources, struggle, overwhelmed, on the edge, defensive, paranoia, exhaustion, fatigue, lack of motivation. Okay. If you or your person is a fire sign or an earth sign, I want you to go ahead and drop those emojis in the chat. And I promise you, you could stay here and be a cross watcher all you want to, because it could be something in this for you too that can come through, you know. But it is time for us to confirm what Spirit has said. So I want you to grab your popcorn, get you something to eat, fix your coffee, whatever it is that you need to. My hands are so ashy. And let's get ready to jump into this tarot card reading, shall we? Here we go. All right, you guys. So this is tough. This is tough. Because the question then becomes, what do you do? Now that you know what do you do? All right. Now I am about to basically confirm what Spirit has shared with me earlier. All right. Let's go. What is the present energy of person B? Now that we got the foundation, I'm talking about person B. Now that we've got the foundational, get my pointer. Now that we got our foundational energies out here. Okay. Let's look at what this person is possibly thinking. What are they feeling right now? Okay. What is person A? What is this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn feeling? What is their present energy? We got the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Page of Wands in reverse. Well, for one, this particular individual right now feels like they have dropped the ball. Okay, they feel like they have dropped the ball. All right. They're disappointed in themselves. They're disappointed in what this is going to do to you or has done to you. They're not rejoicing by any means in what is taking place. In fact, they feel very guilty. They feel very guilty. And I don't think for 1 second that they're taking joy and pride in the fact that they have disappointed you. I think this is a self-disappointment, honestly. You know, and they have listen, you have every right to be upset with them, and they have every right to be disappointed with themselves, because self-control is the best control that you can have. Okay, so they are very much so in a heavy mental space. Okay, they understand that they have compromised this situation. They are not remiss of the fact that they know that they have messed up. That is very clear. That is very obvious. It's apparent, right? You know how because we all make mistakes, that let's not all sit here and get up here and act like we don't know, like we don't know what that feels like when you've acknowledged that you messed up, that you made a misstep. We all at today's age have gone through these obstacles and these hardships where we had to figure out, where do you go from here once you've made a mistake? Okay. So person A is definitely feeling down right now. They're feeling weighted. They're unhappy about that. All right. Now, person B, what is this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius feeling? Okay. So this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is coming in with their own energy right now. Okay. With this Two of Wands, they're kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay. That's the way that they're feeling right now. They are really trying to understand where do you go from here? Right? I'm looking for some lotion. My hands are kind of dry. Person B is upset. Obviously, they're disappointed. They're hurt. Okay. They're trying to figure out, like, how could you do this to them? And what's interesting about this particular picture, y'all, it's a globe here. Okay. It's a globe here. Now, I understand that in theory, this could mean travel, right? And going somewhere. But that's the point that I'm making. Okay. This person right now is holding on to themselves, their internal feelings and reflection. But you'll notice there's 1 foot in, 1 foot out, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay. You will see that. So this person is not happy. This person is very disappointed. She's very sad. Okay. Or the other, it could be a he, she, they, them. I'm just telling a story, right? Because I'm talking to the masses right now, right? But this person that was cheated on, per se, is not feeling very good about this at all. Okay. They are very hurt by this. Okay. And they're probably looking at you sideways right now, earth signs. I'm not gonna lie to you. They are very perplexed, confused. I mean, the card says it all, right? But it's like, now that you know this, how do you move forward from this? Like, what do you do? And what makes this kind of challenging is that this is like the first time that this has happened. So where I'm going with this is, this relationship was very vibrant, very stable, very collaborative, right? This was like a breath of fresh air. And there has been a unique partnership with these two particular individuals. There has been commitment. There has been resilience. There has been building. There has been all of these different things. Okay. All of these different things here. And now there has been a instance to occur where the other person is like, maybe I don't know you so well after all. Maybe I don't know, again, every couple goes through this. Every couple goes through this. Okay. But in this particular case, it is coming across as this person, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And remember, the energy can be inverted. Okay. So you can be the earth sign being in the position of person B. Okay. I'm just telling you what the energy is coming across and saying. But this person is very disappointed and they're looking at you sideways. Doesn't mean that they love you any less. Okay. And that's what makes love challenging, right? Because you could love somebody all day and not be with them or not agree with their choices and their understandings, because love covers all of that. Okay. True love covers all of that. So this person is definitely over here like, wow. Now, what is most favorable? Okay. The Hermit in reverse. All right. There has been an illumination to take place on the presence of person A. Okay. And what I mean by that is person A obviously needed to sit to take some time back to reflect, because like, you just did this. You did this. You brought this on yourself. Okay. This has been, and this is why I love these cards, because if you look at this card intently, there is a mountain here, and mountains with stairs, right? So there's some type of obstacle. There's some type of challenge that is here, that has happened, right? So, but this was brought on yourself, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This irrational, illogical decision. It was impulsive. Okay. It was impulsive. Like I said, it happened quickly. So there was no thought to this. Okay. There was no thought. what I'm picking up on is that they were two people who got caught up in the heat of the moment, and there was a sexual exchange here. Okay. The result of that has brought us to this point where you have two people questioning whether or not you're going to weather the storm, whether or not you're going to overcome this. Something in this relationship got off balance. And what we need to do is make sure that we investigate what it was that actually got off balance in this connection. Okay, there was an imbalance somewhere in this. Whether person B was hyper focused on going to school, starting a new job, there was something that was distracting person A from giving person B their full focus. But this is not like it was a prolonged thing. There was something temporary that caused a little short divide between them. But this division is not separation. Okay, so let's be clear. This division is not separation. The division that I'm referring to is possibly like a temporary distraction. Whereas before, person B was all into person A, person B was still with them, still invested in this, but something else had its attention. Okay, does that make sense? So it was almost like person B went to the grocery store, and while they were out, I'm just saying this as an example, right? Person B went to the grocery store, and while they were out, person A slipped up and got caught up in the heat of the moment with somebody else. It was that quick. Okay, while I am oversimplifying what that distraction was, it was something with person B that had their attention that was really important. That person A felt like they just got distracted. They just got distracted. It didn't mean that they were loving the person B any less. It didn't mean that they were not committed. They literally just got distracted. Possibly met somebody at work. And, you know, people do build workplace romances all the time. So wherever this extra person, this third party came from, they are in frequent contact with this particular person, but never had no intentions on crossing that line. Okay? They never had any intentions on crossing that line. It was something that just happened out of nowhere, and this is now the consequence of that. Okay, I hope that makes sense.
Suspicious. That's weird.
All right, so what was consequential about this? We can't make this up. Okay, we got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Person A is now feeling like a fraud. They're questioning themselves. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is very disappointed in themselves. I recall saying that earlier, but I'm going to double down on this. Okay? Person A is very disappointed in themselves. They've hurt themselves in this. Okay? They've hurt themselves in this. They cannot believe that they've done what they've done. Okay? Person B is really over here like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I caused harm to the person that I love the most.
What the fuck was that?
Like, they are disappointed in themselves because they know how much they've hurt person B. And this is why they're looking at everything else and trying to reaffirm to person B, you are the person who brings me joy. You are the person who makes me happy with myself. You are the person who got me on the right side of the bed. You are the person who has it forced me to want to grow up and mature and to be something much more than what I was. You are the person who was motivating me to go back to school and to do X, Y, and Z. Do you understand? Person A, despite their infidelity, is recognizing the contribution that person B brings to this connection. And they are now disappointed in their behavior.
Not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Person B is like, what in the world is wrong with me? And why would I do that? Why did I do that? Why would I do that to the person I actually care about? So person B has been very, very, very upset with themselves. Okay. They're now understanding that this is not okay. It was no reason for this. And they're disappointed. I cannot overstate how disappointed person A is with their behavior. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn regrets this. Okay? They regret this. And as a consequence, they're really sitting back and reflecting and looking at themselves. Am I really who I say I am? Do I really want the things that I said I want? Or is it just a fraud? Okay? If you'll notice, so far, every card that has come out in pertaining to this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is in the reverse. And this was a major shakeup for them. Let me add that. Let's call that out right now. The most favorable thing is this Hermit card, which is major arcana, which when we talk about the major arcanas, you have 3 buckets, okay, of life growth, okay? The first bucket, which is where this Hermit card falls in, is reflection of you, how you're feeling on the inside, okay? The second bucket is how other people start to view you and feel about you. And the last bucket is your total transformation bucket, right? But because this happened, I wouldn't be surprised. Hopefully, this STD that came out of this situation is curable. So that I'm hoping that this is not the life-changing event, but there was something about this particular instance that has really shifted the way that this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn has been processing things. Okay? It is very interesting. All right? Now, what is this trying to teach you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? You got the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay? This has been very disruptive to the spirit of this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, they have been feeling bad about this. They are not taking pride in the fact that they have broken that trust, that they've betrayed that trust. Okay? But what this is trying to teach you is that while you may feel defeated in this moment, do not give up. Focus. Okay? Focus. Now is not the time for you to just be like, okay, well, now I've done this. No. Yes, it's okay to be disappointed in yourself. But this is also the time and the opportunity for you to say, okay, so this is what I'm going to do to fix it. But instead, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is sitting around here feeling bad. They are the corporate of their own sadness right now. They are the corporate of their own confusion right now. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, while your fire sign is disappointed, this is about you and the shift that's going on within you. The question is, why haven't they told this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe they did tell the person about, well, let me not ask maybe. Let's find out. Well, let me do this first. Spirit. Did Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn already tell Aries, Leo, Sagittarius about this infidelity, or will they be? No, let me just ask one quick. Siri, I'm not talking to you. All right, Spirit. Did Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn already tell Aries, Leo, Sagittarius about this infidelity? The answer is yes. They did. Okay? They did. They told them. So this Siri, stop. So yes, the earth sign has already told this fire sign about their infidelity. The next question is this fire sign aware of this STD? Yes or no? I can't make this up, y'all. We got the high priest in reverse. Okay? Which is meaning secrets, harm, hidden agenda, disconnected from intuition, withdrawal, silence, selfishness, shallowness, ignorance, and misunderstanding. So to answer that question, the fire sign is aware of the earth sign's infidelity, but they are not aware of this STD. Okay? That's where they need to man up and come up and share that information. Lord, don't have this person over here finding out arbitrarily that this person done gave them something. That's devastating. Don't hold back the secret now, earth signs. What? Okay. What is this fire sign feeling right now? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay. Let's unpack this, okay? So we just confirmed that no, the fire sign person B does not know about, and again, this energy could be inverted, okay? We're just talking about an earth sign and a fire sign. So no, person B does not know about the STD, although they are aware of the infidelity. Okay, so they know this. But what I will tell you is, with this 5 of Wands in reverse, with the Justice card upright, and the 4 of Pentacles, let me tell you something. This fire sign, they're very disappointed. Okay, I've said that and I'm going to say it again. They're very disappointed. They would like to have some recourse for this. They pulled back. Okay, so what am I saying? This fire sign got burned. Simply put, this fire sign got burned, y'all. Literally, literally and figuratively. Okay, they got burned. And they are not happy with the way that this has gone. Okay? This was not cool. They are very, very saddened and burdened by this decision to step out.
They said,
like, this was betraying of the trust in every level. Okay? This was not cool. Not cool at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. While they want retribution for what was done. They still are indecisive about whether or not they're going to pull back their energy or if they're going to stay in this connection. This is why I said this person is indecisive and 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're evaluating all their options. And that is why this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is over here feeling so defeated. I mean, I can name all the feelings in the world that this person is feeling. This was all self-induced, but this is why they haven't really put their foot down. They're on unshaky ground. They're emotionally unstable right now because they're waiting to see where the other shoe's gonna drop with this fire sign. And rightfully so. This fire sign is looking at you sideways. This is really an obstacle that this couple is having to go through. Okay, this is a real obstacle. And if you recall in the beginning of this reading, I've talked about this: overcoming, coexisting with life's challenges and persevering through. Are you going to look at this person and say, okay, you messed up, but I'm still going to choose you? Or is this fire sign just going to be like, nah, I'm good. Enjoy.
Fatality.
And it's very possible that they may take that stance, especially if they don't know that you're burning or that you gave something to them and now they're burning. You understand? Whew. All right. So, Spirit, what is this earth sign, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? What do they need to do to heal? Okay. This card just tried to, oop. We got the 10 of Wands here. Okay. You're going to have to come clean, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're going to have to come clean. You're going to have to be prepared for what's going to come after this. Stop being stubborn. Okay? Stop being stubborn. Stop trying to act like this is no big deal. This is somebody's life that we're talking about. This is someone's hearts that we're talking about. This is someone's dreams, their aspirations. This is everything. Everything. You already done revealed that you stepped out. Why don't you reveal and tell the truth? Or are you going to sit here and hold on to this for so long? But I'm telling you, you withholding this information about their health is not going to go over well.
A few moments later.
It was all good when you was doing it. Let it be all good that you fixed the situation. You cannot hold back this secret any longer. You're going to have to confess. And I'm going to be honest with you. This Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in this connection feels blindsided. Okay? They feel blindsided. And rightfully so. Come clean. Either you expose the truth for what it is in its fullness, in its totalities. Either you speak the truth, or the truth is going to expose itself. And I know that's not what you want, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because if you don't come forward and tell the truth, that secret that you're holding, that burden that you're carrying, it's going to be detrimental to the rest of this relationship if this is what you truly want. So what does this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn need to do? I can't make this up. This card flipped over quickly. The 5 of Swords. You got to come clean. You got to come clean. And let's be very, very, very clear. This earth sign is battling their inner self, their inner man, their spirit man. This Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is sitting over here knowing they need to confess. They don't know how they're going to confess. They don't know how to tell the truth. They don't know how to do any of these things. And that alone is concerning because you're taking someone else's power away from them. You're taking away their decisions to make an informed choice. You caused the problem. And now you're mad that, you're mad because now they have a right to know the truth. They have the right to know the truth. They have a right to know that while you have, I'm so sick of TikTok, y'all, I promise. Talking about inactivity. Why? Y'all go follow me on YouTube or join me on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer, because I tell you, this thing keeps saying that I am not here, and I am very much so here. And it's not allowing me to do anything. So this probably is going to disrupt my live, which is again why I am pulling back from TikTok, but I just thought I would try it again today. But nevertheless, you got to come clean. You've done the do. I ain't even gonna say the bigger piece. You told a part of the truth. You need to come clean and tell the rest of the truth. And let this other person decide if they want to stay here in this connection or not.
Hell no. What did you say? Hell no. What did she say?
Now, they have a right to say that. This fire sign definitely has a right to say, I don't want to do this no more. But what I am telling you is, based on my initial assessment of the situation, I don't think that that's going to be the answer. Okay, I think that they're going to be willing to work through this, but you do need to give them time and space to figure out their own feelings, thoughts, and emotions, right? You can't just spruce something on somebody and then think that, they have to be willing to just up and take you back. Like, they have every right to not take you back. They have every right to be upset and disappointed and hurt. Like, I don't know anybody who just processes being cheated on well. But if a person chooses to go back to somebody after they've known that this person has stepped out on them, then that's a choice that they've made. And everybody has a right to make the choices that they make. We are all free beings. But what I am telling you is, based on what I've assessed, I think that you guys will be okay. But I also think that you will be okay if and only if you come forward and tell the truth. You got to tell the truth. You can't just say, you can't just say, you can't just say, I cheated on you, and not tell the person, I cheated on you, and you need to go to the doctor and get an STD check, because I'm burning now and you could be burning too. Now, unless y'all have not been intimate, then that's something else. But I still think for the integrity of this relationship, even if you weren't intimate with this other fire sign, since then, I think you still need to tell them. I think you still need to tell them. Because what if this STD is not something you can get rid of? Then what? I know we don't ever want to talk about that, but let's be honest. There are diseases that are out there that are not curable. Heck, there are viruses out there that are not curable. If we're being honest. See? Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, you got the magician card in reverse. Withholding this information is deceitful. Plain and simple. It is deceitful. Not coming forward and telling the truth is deceitful. This is why this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is so burdened by this. They realize that they finally came into a situation that makes them happy. This person brings joy. This relationship altogether builds happiness. You're very pleased because you actually have a physical connection with somebody that's robust and sustainable and has the capability of exceeding longevity. This is why the way out of the weeds card came up. A clear way out, multitasking, getting organized. But remember I said this deals with your heart space. Okay? And you're getting all the signs and synchronicities. You're getting confirmation, earth signs, that it will be okay. But you need to tell the truth. You have got to tell the truth. Being in denial is not going to fix this. Whew. So now that we know that this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn needs to come forth and tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth to this Earth, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, let's find out what's going to then happen next. All right, here we go. All right. So the question then becomes, where do we go from here? Now, I'm saying you need to tell the truth. You need to come clean. You need to wash your dishes. You know, you need to do the right thing. But where do we? Okay. The Knight of Swords. You need to tell the truth quickly. Okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you need to come clean expeditiously. If you want this relationship to work, if you want things to be fixed, you don't need to delay this any longer. Now is the time for you to come forward and clean house. You need to tell the truth. This ain't something that you can hold on to for a long time and think that you're going to be successful. You ain't going to win like this.
Round 2.
Now is the time. You need to come forward and tell the truth. I know don't nobody want to hear it when you already in a sticky situation with somebody. I know darn well don't nobody want to go say, oh, and about that.
The one.
About that. Here goes the other piece of it. I know nobody wants to continue to bring bad news. Just rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with. Oop. Look, as I said that, woo, Lord, goodness. Let me tell you, as I said that, these two cards flipped over as I was shuffling. Again, the Magician and the Eight of Swords. You are trying to keep this person from making an informed decision by withholding the truth. That is manipulative. Do you not understand that? Allow this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius to go and get the medical attention that they need. Let them have the time that they need. Let them process and heal. You got to do all of that. But if you are not being honest about what is going on, you are prohibiting this person from being their best self. You can't control the narrative by being dishonest. Two more cards just flipped over. We got the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. What this is telling me is the reason why you're not telling the truth is because there is a fear that if you expose the rest of this situation to this person, there is a fear that they may not choose you. And that's okay too. That's okay too. But guess what? It is not your decision to decide whether or not they're going to take you back or not. Now, again, this is also doubling down on what I told you in the beginning of this reading. I don't think that this infidelity is going to really be an end-all, be-all deal breaker. I don't see that at all. I see with this Page of Pentacles followed by this Ace of Wands, this is actually going to strengthen this relationship. As I said in the beginning of this reading, this is just an obstacle. This is just a hurdle. But what I'm also telling you is if you don't put this thing in gear to get out of this ditch that you're in, you are going to stay here. Okay? So you have a choice that needs to be made. I understand you don't want to tell somebody you had an infidelity and you got burned.
Embarrassing.
We know that. It's embarrassing. But just because it's embarrassing does not mean that they don't deserve to know the truth. And it doesn't mean that this is going to be a long-term barrier for you. Excuse me. So what happens once they come forward and tell the truth, Spirit? Ooh. Well, I can't tell you that I didn't see this coming. Okay? With this Seven of Swords here, I would not be surprised if this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius feels like they can't trust you anymore. And that is a normal response to a situation like this. You have to build trust and it has to be sustainable. You cannot build trust if you don't have communication and truth. Trust and truth go hand in hand. You got to be honest. And right now, this fire sign is like looking at you sideways. And I can't tell you that they're wrong for feeling that way. They are in their mind about this situation. And while, again, it is very likely that they will forgive you, I think they're still trying to figure out how to forgive you. Okay? Forgiveness is a hard action. We talk about it like it's effortless, but there is a lot of work that goes into forgiveness. And person B, as well as person A, are going to have to both come to the table with tangible solutions to talk about how they're going to repair this relationship if that is what is decided to do to move forward. While I am saying that it is, it's still one of those things where it's not an easy fleet. No one ever prepares themselves for a situation like this. But they, rightfully so, feel like they cannot trust you. And they need to figure out, too, again, what their feelings are, their true feelings about this. See? These two cards just came flying out. The Devil and the Queen of Wands, okay? The Devil and the Queen of Wands both just came flying out, okay? So again, this is a long-term situation. I would not be surprised. Remember I said early on, this has been a long sustaining relationship. This ain't no quick relationship. They're fully committed to this. I've said that before. If you don't believe me, go back and play it. If you heard me say it, drop your ear in the chat. But this is definitely a long-term relationship here. You very much so could be married and or have been very close to marriage. But I say that to say too, that with this Devil card here, okay, this overindulgence has been very disappointing. It has left a lot to be desired. Part of the reason why, too, that this person is so disappointed is that there was an agreement leading up to this that you guys would be able to weather like this other person focusing on whatever they're focused on, okay? So I am sticking by. This was a distraction that happened. At a time where somebody else was really dependent on you holding them down. They're disappointed. They're hurt, crushed, devastated. Yep. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is not a happy environment at all right now. This is very contentious, and rightfully so. They are angry. But we knew that. We knew that with the crying, depressed, pain, and sorrow. This was unexpected. This came out of the blue. And this is re-traumatizing person B, if I'm being honest. They thought that they had finally arrived into a healthy situation. And now here comes this. Out of all the problems that they thought that they were going to have, this was not one of them. This was not one of them. And they are really over there trying to gather their thoughts, gather their feelings, gather their emotions, and process how they really feel. But we got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay? I still think that you guys are going to overcome this. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to process, as much as you are, Earth signs, how to move forward. Where do we go from here? Can't make it up. We got the Five of Swords here. This is very hurtful. This was very damaging. This is the second time that this energy has come up in this reading. This is the second time. Blindsided, confused. All of those things. And rightfully so. Whoever expects for someone to tell them, A, I've cheated on you, and B, I need you to go to the doctor. For most people, that is a no bueno. This is exposing, honestly, guys, the real hidden agenda here. They could be protecting their ego. They could be protecting their feelings. And when I say they, I'm talking about this earth sign. This was not cool. Okay, this is not cool. So let me ask this question. I got two questions that I want to ask before I move on to close this out. Okay, if I could shuffle the cards. Spirit, what does this earth sign need to see but does not want to believe? Okay, what is it that this earth sign needs to see but they don't want to believe it? Okay, we got the Ten of Swords. So with this Ten of Swords, this can be very healing. The Ten of Swords in reverse, that is. Okay, this can be very healing for this earth sign if they can just man up and tell the rest of the truth. Just have an honest conversation. So you don't want to see that this can be healing for you. We got the Six of Cups in reverse. This will also help you stop thinking about this. Okay? This can be, again, very healing for you. This can be very healing for you. But why are you over here holding on? Living in the past. You traumatizing yourself by not putting this burden down. I know that's right, Dominique. Dominique says nowadays you got to come with your medical records with you. Yeah, that's true. What else does this earth sign need to see that they don't want to believe? If you come forward and if you tell the truth, if you come forth and confront this situation, you will be on your way to a new beginning with this person. Okay? Again, this conflict that you're experiencing will be totally over with if you just come clean. You are forcing yourself to carry a burden that you don't have to carry. Okay? Why is it important for this earth sign to know this now? Why is it important for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn to know this now? We got the Sun card. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. And we have the King of Wands in reverse. Okay? It's important for you to know that if you want to overcome this and free yourself from this, your new beginning is attached to this. You will never move past this moment with this person if you continue to hold on to this baloney. This is a major secret that you just cannot keep to yourself. And to sit here and think that you can keep it to yourself is insanity by itself. Okay? If you continue to sit here and ponder and meander and keep this deceitful behavior, because it's very deceitful. We've already discussed that it's manipulative. If you continue to do this way by not coming forth, your new beginning will not, okay? Your new beginning will not be without a shadow. I'm just telling you what it is. Brittany said, then they get mad when you say something. Yeah, they do. It's impossible for you to heal your relationship with this darkness over it. Because you will be moving forward in a very deceitful, dishonest, manipulative, like you need to put it all out there, literally and figuratively. Put all your cards out there on the table and let this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius make an informed decision for themselves, about themselves, in the way that they want to move forward. And they don't have to give you an answer right now. They don't have to tell you today. Give them time to process their feelings and their emotions. So my last question here before I close this out is, what emotion are you asking or feeling the Seven of Pentacles? The question that I was going to ask is, what feeling or emotion does this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn need to release? Like, what is it that they need to do besides come clean? What is it that they're really trying to avoid? And the Seven of Pentacles came out, which is the foundational energy that we're operating in. What feeling or emotion that they need to release in order for this to move forward? Oop, shucks. We got the Judgment card in reverse. So they're afraid. This is funny. They're afraid that if they come forward, then they're going to always be judged, right? There's going to always be some type of distrust here that's going to be hurting this connection. And the truth really is, if you don't come forward and tell the truth, you're going to still have this same problem. So what you're trying to avoid is going to happen anyway if you don't come forward and tell the truth. There's no way around it. You got to come clean, man. There's no way around that. You trying to avoid losing this person, and it's going to happen anyway if you don't come forth and tell the truth. Because the worst thing that can happen here is you don't tell them the rest of the story and they find out anyway. You got to come clean, man. If you know who or what I'm talking about, I want you to go ahead and put the fire emoji in the chat. Because if spirit just exposed something to you, I don't want you to keep that quiet. Or you could just simply type, I see it now. I see it now. Whether it be for you as this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or if it's this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The burden of proof is on this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's on you, earth signs. So let's get ready to close this out and see if you're going to actually be able to, overcome this obstacle. Are you going to come clean? That's the next question. Here we go. Now, as we shift to potential final outcomes, I say potential because everybody has free will, okay? And I cannot predict free will. I can only tell you what the energy suggests. Spirit can lead you to water, but spirit cannot make you to drink, okay? So what am I saying? Spirit can tell you what's the right path and give you clarity and help you make an informed decision, but it's up to you to walk down that path. And this is where your free will, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is coming into play. You have the power to co-create your next chapter. And what I'm telling you leading up to this is what you're trying to avoid is bound to happen if you don't put on your big boy pants or your big girl panties, okay? Where do we go from here? The Hangman. Oh, I forgot. We over here now. The Hangman. You just sitting around here holding on, stalling, doing what typical earth signs do. Meandering. This ain't gonna change nothing. You got to stop thinking you can avoid the inevitable and start allowing this other person their right to choose how they process and how they deal with this situation. What do they want from this situation? Because they're definitely overwhelmed right now. We also got the Knight of Pentacles here, okay? Don't take forever. The time is now for you to come clean. The Four of Swords here. Spirit is saying, wake up, smell the coffee. What you're trying to avoid, there's no way around it. You got to confess. There is no way around it. These cards is flying out and flipping over left, right, and center. And Spirit is saying, lastly, that if you don't tell the truth, that's a reflection of your selfishness. Okay? You cannot keep this to yourself. You got to come forward. You got to come clean. It is pure selfishness to withhold the whole truth. Again, that's manipulative. It's a lie. Do you understand? Failure to tell the truth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is a lie. You are being dishonest. Tell the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And no, you don't get permission to drag this out. The time is now. The Eight of Wands in reverse. How many times we going to keep seeing this card today? You got to do it now. but you over here taking your time. Spirit is saying, tell them today. And you keep kicking the can down the road. Oh, I'll tell them next week. And next week comes. Oh, I'll tell them next week. And next week comes. And I'll tell them next week. That's not fair. Do you understand? That is not fair. That's not fair. And that's not cool. Spirit, what is the spiritual lesson that needs to be learned here? Siri, I am not talking to you. Okay, 2 cards just came flying out. We have jump in and resolution. I can't make this up. I can't make it up.
I did.
You need to jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give a try whatever you're questioning. The stars will never align in all the right way. Sometimes you just have to take that leap anyway, and now is the time. Didn't I just tell y'all? It's time to come clean. There's never a perfect time to deliver bad news. You just got to do it. The other card that fell out is resolution. Whatever it is that you've been struggling with is about to be resolved. Didn't I tell y'all, if you come forward and tell the truth, y'all can successfully move forward? Because it is very likely that this person will elect to move forward. They just need time to figure out their feelings, their thoughts, and their emotions. They need to clear their heart space and decide if it's even worth it for them. But I'm telling you that they're going to come to that conclusion. They're just going to be a little disappointed right now. It also says, remember that resolutions don't always happen in the way that we hope or want, but being able to move forward and start fresh always brings relief. Didn't I just tell y'all that that will happen once you come forward and complain? There will be resolution. There will be reconciliation. Angels, what messages do you have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn that is currently deceiving this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Make the effort. Can't make it up. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps that you are guided to take. How many ways to Sunday? Although it is a Sunday, but how many ways can I tell you? You got to come forward. But you cannot sit around here and delay anymore.
Oh God.
You can't do it. Romeo and Juliet. What words of advice do you have for this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn dealing with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Rosaline. Conserve, chastity, serious, formal. She is far too fair, too wise, wisely too fair, to merit bliss by making me despair. Rosaline. Conserve, chastity, serious, formal. This is a person you don't want to lose. Last card, Spirit. What is the naked truth here? What is the naked truth here? Crazy. Y'all ready for this? The naked truth is, do you still think about me? Do you still want me? Do you still love me? I need to know if I should move on. I am hurting. Ain't that something? You hurting, but you causing the hurt to somebody else. What is this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius thinking? What is the naked truth about them in this earth sign? I pretend like I don't care, but it is quite the opposite. My feelings for you are a little bit obsessive. I pretend like I don't care, but it is quite the opposite. Because they care, they are hurting. They are in pain. They're looking within themselves to figure out a way, to process what has happened to them, process their feelings, their emotions, their beliefs, all of the above, sort their thoughts. And they are a little bit struggling right now because this is a repeated pattern in their life where they have been habitually cheated on. They care about you very deeply. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they really do. They care about you very deeply. They just don't know how to process this right now. This was unexpected. In their heart and in their mind and in their soul, this fire sign thought that they were beyond this. So to be back in this situation again is very difficult for them. So you need to give them time. And just because they take a long time to get back to you or to respond, just know that they still care about you. They're just hurt. That's all. Their feelings are hurt. They don't look at you any differently. They don't look at you any less. They still love you. But they are definitely hurt by what has happened. Okay? So, with that being said, I want you to think about what about this reading today really surprised you, and if this is helping you move forward in your relationship. Okay? Now, that was a journey, and I was not expecting for us to go there with this. I still stand by what I said. I do think that you guys will overcome this. It's just the obstacle. Okay? It's just the obstacle and a challenge that you have to overcome. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in to PiSeas Tarot so early in the morning. It is me, your girl, Mimi Lightseer, okay? Again, if something hit you deep, drop down a heart in the chat and let me know what resonated with you the most, okay? But before we go, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer and join our community, okay? This is my primary place for going live at this juncture because I'm tired of playing with everybody and their algorithms and their rules and all of these things. And I'm so sorry to the people on TikTok because you don't get the best experience, but it is what it is, right? So make sure you tune in on YouTube, okay? With that being said, I want to leave you with this. Remember, everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be gentle to yourself and with others. What you do, how people treat you, excuse me, I'm all getting tongue-tied. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.